My name is Camarchius. I am one of the keyboardists in band XpressionZ, and my role in the band also I'm a band leader as well.
My name is Timothy Jordan, and I'm the drummer of the band XpressionZ.
My name is Jamar Beckles. I'm one of the keyboardists in the band, and I'm also the musical director.
My name is Trish Costello, and I'm a vocalist in the band XpressionZ.
My name is Dakari Louis, and I'm a vocalist in the band XpressionZ.
This group started in 2007. Started under the name Driven, and then we later changed the name to XpressionZ. The group consists of 9 members, 5 musicians, and 4 vocalists. We function under the management of Sean Jones.
My fondest musical memory would be back in the year 2009. We had to perform in Oceans Bay Gardens, and we had prepared a set which lasted about half an hour to 40 minutes, consisting of original pieces and also some covers. The song that stuck out in my mind for that night was Behold It Comes. We changed it up a bit, did something daring, and it was really well received by the general public. So that to me was my fondest memory.
The fondest musical memory with the band XpressionZ, I'd have to say Jubilee Gardens earlier this year in 2014. We had a big evangelistic effort down in Jubilee Gardens, and the band, in collaboration with some other people, came together and were the main feature in the concert. It was a lot of fun. It felt as though every part of the band was working together, and it was a beautiful thing. I really enjoyed it.
My fondest musical memory would have to be when we, the band, performed in Jubilee Gardens in Bridgetown. We had fun as musicians, vocalists. The crowd had fun, even the passers-by. So that would have to be my fondest musical memory.
My fondest musical memory was our most recent gig. That was in Jubilee Gardens. To me, it was my fondest memory because the band really gelled together, the vocalists and the musicians. I mean, the music was on point, and that's what I loved about that gig. We did a three set performance, and I think that it was a 3-song performance, and I think that it was well received.
My fondest musical memory with the band was probably earlier this year in Jubilee Gardens when we led worship behind Mervyn Alfies. It wasn't a big crowd, but everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves and was praising, even the passers-by. Everyone was recording. It was just fun. The musicians were on point, the vocalists were on point. It was a great time.
What inspired me to start my musical career? There was always a piano in my house. Unfortunately, I was the only one that was playing the piano in the house. And from then, I just kept on with it. Developed straight through primary school. Came up through the church playing keyboards. Ended up meeting with some of the better musicians in the church, and they were inspiring me to go further with music. Went to music school, did some of the grades at the Royal School of Music. Linked with some of the other guys around the church. One in particular be Padmore. We've been in the same district forever. So, and also seeing other artists coming up through Barbados and even international artists, it helped me to develop a love for music.
What inspired me was at the very young age of 7, my mother sent me to music lessons. I actually did my grade 1 music 3 exam when I was in class 1. From then, music was something that came very, very easy. It was very natural. I started to play the piano at the same age as well. So music was, I can't say it was in my blood, but it became a part of me at a very young age. And from then, that was it. That's how it's been. from then till now?
I wouldn't exactly say that I had an inspiration to start a musical career. It was more like a calling. I started at the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School Choir, and then one day I got asked to do a duet for the radio station. And then from then it was just singing in churches with other small groups, and then it came to XpressionZ. So it's more a calling. You get called to sing, you realize this is something that you can do, you can touch someone and minister to them, and you go forward and do it.
What inspired me to start my musical career was when I was about, say, 5, 6 years old. My dad brought a piano for me, and I just went on the piano almost every day. I listened to a song and started to press notes randomly and try to pick the song. And I guess that's how I developed my ear for music as well. And then at 10 years old I started playing in church, and then I began to link with other musicians around the church as well. Some of them being Sean Mears and Mervyn Elfies, Jamar, and I learned a lot from them, and I guess that's what kept my love for music going.
What inspired me to start my musical career? Well, I started off as a, can't say keyboardist, but I started off playing the piano, and then I was invited to a Visitors Day at Avenue Church, where I met Mervyn Elfies, and I saw him playing the drums, and I just fell in love with drums from there. So that would have to be my inspiration, you know.
The main challenge that I have faced so far is the freedom of expression. The circle of acceptance in, well, where we have performed is very small. There are very little genres that are accepted, so that is the only thing, therefore, that I could come to.
So the challenges I believe that I would have faced would be being a Seventh-day Adventist young man and also being in the band as a singer. You would find that the various genres of music, some, can't say all, would not be well received in most churches. And so to me, that is a great challenge, because obviously, you know, there are things that you hear that you like, and there are things that you would like to try, but you always think about how will it be received if people would see past the kind of music that you're playing and focus on the lyrics. So for me, that's a challenge.
Like everyone else, my major challenge is the fact that genres are a major issue, and to me it shouldn't be. Our band is very versatile, I should say, and we like to mix it up a little, do different things, and it might not be accepted, but it's something that we have learned to deal with, and I hope that one day that things change in our favor.
Some of the challenges that I may face is that being that the kind of Christian setting or environment that I am from, or that the band is from, is that people find it hard to accept the different genres of gospel music, especially being a drummer. People also find it very difficult to accept drums in churches or in, you know, settings, different settings. So for a long time it has been a very difficult challenge, but we deal with it well. So
some of the challenges I face in my musical ministry: support from my own denomination in terms of the types of genre that the band would play inside of gospel, in terms of monetary donations, in terms of physical, their physical presence at some of our gigs. Personally, getting enough equipment and having enough time to better myself at my skills, that's the main challenge for me.